Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. This is a brand new YouTube channel. My name is Greg. I am a flight attendant for a major US airline. I've been flying for my airline for a little over a year and a half, and my channel is going to talk about things like how much money you can actually earn as a new hire flight attendant, paying off debt, and how you can save and do more with your money in these crazy expensive times that we're living in. Today, I'm going to talk about how I expect to bring in about $6,400 in the month of February. I'm going to talk about how I earned that much money and what I plan to do with it in the month of February. Also, make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video where I talk about how much debt I currently have and how much of that debt I plan to pay off this month, being that it's a high income month for me. I'll be using the Every Dollar website to budget my money in this video. Keep in mind that this also links to the Every Dollar app that I have on my phone, and I use that to help me keep track of my spending throughout the month. If you aren't already familiar, Every Dollar is a zero-based budgeting method, and basically what that means is that every dollar that comes in should receive an assignment, whether it's to pay a bill, paying off debt, saving, giving. Every dollar should be given a job, and this method really helps me stay on track and do a lot more with my money. And it's really like a game for me where you can kind of move your money around, and it's really exciting when you stay under in a certain category, and then you can decide what you want to do with that extra money. Maybe you go out to eat an extra time, or maybe you just add it to your savings, whatever you want to do with it. If you didn't already watch my last video, I'm going to link that below. I definitely recommend checking it out because I go into a little bit more detail about how our paychecks work as a flight attendant, but I'll give you a brief overview here. We get paid twice a month at my airline. Paycheck 1 is an advance plus any sales bonus that we made in the previous month. And paycheck 2 is any extra hours we earn plus things like per diem. So in this case, my February budget includes my sales income from the month of December. Compared to last month, you can see that I did so much better with my sales for this paycheck. My January paycheck one was only about $1,216. So yeah, I really stepped it up and it is paying off. My paycheck one in this budget is a little over $3,600. Paycheck 2 is just an estimate, and I'm expecting it's going to come in somewhere around $1,900, just based upon how many hours I've worked so far this month. It's just kind of my estimate. If you guys are interested in seeing a separate video about how many hours I worked to earn these paychecks, how I made so much in in-flight sales, how much per diem I made, leave a comment below and I'll make another video about that. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into my budget. Again, paycheck 1 is $3,643.22. Paycheck 2 estimating at around $1,900. The extra income line item here is my tax return. I already received my W-2 and filed my taxes. This is a federal tax refund of $853. I actually owe the state $29, and so I'll be paying them in April when taxes are due. Next is tips. I am budgeting $50 for tips. These are things like tipping the van drivers that drive us to and from the airport and the hotel, and also a tip that I give to my barber every time I get my hair cut. I am planning on saving $1,000 this paycheck. I am following the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps, and so the first baby step is saving $1,000. I already have my starter emergency fund savings, but I do have some other things coming up. For example, I need to pay off my Apple Watch. I'm switching phone carriers, and so I have to pay off my Apple Watch. And then also, I have to pay my 6-month insurance premium in April, and so I'm setting aside some money to do that. The next line item here is called rollover. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm not expecting to bring in quite as much money in sales next month, and so sometimes what I do is I roll over a little bit of money from the current month to the next month so that I can make sure that I've got all my bills covered. And so this month in February, I'm going to be rolling over $253 to the month of March. My rent is $1,174. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, and my roommate and I rent a new townhouse, and so rent is a little bit pricey, but I really love my house and it is worth it to me. Next is my Verizon bill. That's $132. As I mentioned in the last video, I am in the process of switching over to T-Mobile, but for now I still am in the transition period, and so I owe Verizon $132. My utilities this month are estimated at $50. Household miscellaneous are things like toiletries, Target runs. I'm budgeting $80 for that. My first T-Mobile bill is probably going to be due in the month of February, and that's going to be right around $65. So as you can see, it's going to be a lot lower going forward than my Verizon bill was. Next, I'm budgeting $100 for gas for my car. I'm budgeting $350 for groceries and $150 for eating out. Now, if you're here because you're familiar with the Dave Ramsey baby steps, you know that when you're paying off debt, Dave Ramsey says you shouldn't be going out to eat. I sort of agree with that. However, I am someone that does like to go out to eat occasionally. Plus, with my job, I'm away from home so much. I do pack food to go with me, but it doesn't always last me the entire trip. And so I do budget myself a little bit of money so that I can grab something to eat when I need to. Next is under the personal category. The first line item there is money that I allow myself to spend throughout the month. It's really for miscellaneous things that pop up, the occasional Starbucks, maybe a bottle of wine. Next is Munchkin money. Munchkin is my cat, and so I give myself $80 a month for food, litter, catnip, whatever she might need. Haircut is going to be $30. I am budgeting $50 in here for the chiropractor. I've been having some back pain lately, and hopefully my health savings account that I contribute is going to cover my chiropractic visits, but I budgeted in here $50 just in case it doesn't. I do contribute $62.50 to my health savings account each paycheck. Next, y'all, is shoe shine. I got my shoes shined recently at the Charlotte airport, and the shoe shine guy shamed me. He said that it had been way too long since I had been in, which is definitely the truth. It's probably been like a year since I've had my shoes shined, and they were so gross and crusty. And so anyway, I decided that I can afford $15 every 6 to 8 weeks to get my shoes shined, and so I will be getting them done in the month of February so I can look like a spiffy little flight attendant. All right, next is subscriptions. So I think I mentioned in the last video that Netflix is going to be going away because T-Mobile is actually going to start paying for it for me. The next line item is Patreon. That's lowered from January was $22 to $6 this month. My gym bill, I have budgeted at $26. I am planning to lower that down. I currently have the Planet Fitness Black Card, and I'm gonna get rid of the Black Card and just go for the regular $10 a month gym membership, but I haven't done that yet. So until I do so, I'm gonna leave it budgeted at $26. Next is my group internet plan of $7.50. That is internet for when I fly on my airline. And last is Spotify. I love Spotify, and so I'm keeping that around at $11 a month. My car insurance is currently $149 a month. As I mentioned, I am gonna start paying that every 6 months, and that's gonna save me about $20 per month. So going forward, there will be a line item for it, but that money will just go into my high yield savings account and sit there earning some interest until my next 6-month premium is due. I use SoFi Bank for my high yield savings account. It does have a 4.6% APY right now, which is really pretty good. When you sign up for SoFi using my referral link, you will actually get a $25 intro bonus. And so I'll have my link down below if you're interested in signing up. Like I said, I highly recommend it, and they actually give little bonuses here and there just for being a member. So like I said, my link is going to be in the description box below. Next is my debt, y'all. It still feels so weird to me to talk about this kind of stuff on the internet, but you know what? Like I think 80% of Americans, I do have debt. And so here it is in all of its glory. I have about a little over $14,500 in credit card debt, and I owe a little over $36,000 left on my car. And here's what I plan to do with it this month. I use the debt snowball method to pay off my debt. And so what that means is that you make all of your minimum payments, and then you focus any extra money that you have on your smallest debt first. Once you pay off that small debt, it's definitely a little financial victory. And then you can use that minimum payment plus any extra money to roll over to your next smallest debt, and so on and so forth. So this month I'll be making my minimum car payment of $666, my Citibank credit card $163. My Apple Card, I'm actually making 2 minimum payments in the month of February just because of the way that the timing worked out. That'll be $300. And I'm gonna be putting an estimated $1,321 to my Capital One card. So that's really exciting. I am really hoping to have that paid off here, hopefully by the month of July or maybe sooner. My goal would really be to be debt-free. Hopefully by the end of this year would be incredible, but I've got a long way to go. So yeah, in the month of February, I'm gonna be making a huge bit of progress towards my debt, adding $1,000 to my savings account. Definitely stay tuned on my channel because at the end of February, I'm gonna come in and show you how I actually did, how much money I actually earned on my paycheck too. And so definitely, if you're not already subscribed, click that subscribe button so you can see my future videos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and leave a comment down below if you have any questions or feedback. I would so greatly appreciate it. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time.